Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cupid Parasite, and we finished Alan's route in the last part. You know, I really don't think it went off the rails. I guess the whole thing was kind of off the rails and just the whole concept, but like, the way some of the other ones went, with like the crazy shenanigans, I just feel like this one maybe was just expected. I don't know. You got to it and you're like, yeah, no, okay. Was it supposed to feel crazy? Because it didn't. It was beautiful and it was amazing. But anyway, I mean, like, Alan was hot to begin with, and now, after all that, you're like, no, you're just a beautiful soul. Stop it. Anyway, but no, I really like the way they did him. Like, he, you know, oh, he's the thieving parasite. He's a flirty little whore, and then it's like, no, not really. He's just been there trying to protect us our whole life, looking for us and all this stuff. And then you're like, oh my god, you're so sweet and sentimental. I love it. Oh god. You know, we're like, and he's kind of like, in a way, the childhood friend. We were born together. We are soulmates, literally. Like, and like, that would be the childhood sweetheart kind of route in a way, but like, done in such a good way, not making you go, oh, this fucker. God. That was poor Gil. Gil's like the possessive one. But again, Gil's not my favorite. But I don't hate him the way I hate most of his character tropes. You know what I mean? The way, like, I feel like I don't like Gil just because I don't like that trope of like, oh, the friend who's just obsessed with you and trying to protect you from everything. Like, I'm not into it. But they did Gil really well. It was written really well. It's the way that type of a route should go, to the point where you're not like, I hate you, I want to stab you. You're like, no, but see, this is okay. I don't mind this. But unfortunately, I'm still not into it. Sorry, Gil. But Alan, just at the very end, you're like, oh, it's like the childhood sweetheart trope, but it's done so well. It doesn't make me hate it. Because, like, we were born together. We've known each other our entire lives, quite literally. Hundreds of years of it's adorable. It's beautiful. It's just, and like, and he's really just like the goddamn protective sweetheart done so well. Like, stop it. I love it. I still love Raoul. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Alan's not gonna like steal my heart 100% from Raoul, but like, I liked the way Alan looked. But, you know, you always just see him as, like, oh, he's the flirty character, but for some reason I'm into the himbo. But then you turn Alan's right, you're like, no, that just changes my whole opinion. I loved you before, because you were hot, and you're the flirty whore, and I like the flirty whores, but Raoul was actually the whore, and you're the... I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening in this game, and I love it. I don't know. All of the tropes have just been like, we're just gonna twist them all around and fuck your shit up. I don't know, but I like it. Fuck my shit up game. I'm here for it. And I'm kind of excited about Jupiter's route, which we'll do next. It's gonna be a little ways for me, because I gotta record our other game, and then we'll come back. But anyway, we're doing the bad endings, and then the normal ending for Alan and... Oh no! Okay. I was like, oh, last time in Ryuki's route that broke the game. Still scared about it. Anyway, so we're starting with the bad endings just because, and then we'll do the normal ending, because the bad endings sometimes hurt, and I don't want to end on a hurt. I want to end on, like, sort of okay. Anyway. So, we started, I loaded our save file too, so, alright, this is when we are... He's reincarnated us. Oh, it's my air conditioning. I'm like, what the hell? It's because it finally got to 72 degrees upstairs. Like, my AC set just at 72, because it's always so fucking cold in here. But, like, I guess it got slightly warm. It went from 68 to 72. What the hell? Because I turned my light on? That's weird. Anyway. So we hand over the menu, sorry. Oh, here's the drink menu. Thank you. I'll have a Vienna coffee. After I placed the order, Guilty sat down in front of me with a slight smile. When the drinks arrived, oh, whoops. I'm sorry. I was like, why didn't the skip happen? Okay, anyway, when the drinks arrived, I pulled out the gift I got for him. Thank you so much for the other day. If you don't mind, please take this. Sorry, that's my friend texting me. Oh, wait, and I can do this now. Ha ha ha. We're supposed to meet up tomorrow, but we're not going to meet up till next week. And, like, then I was texting in between, like, doing stuff, and now it's like, just a million texts. It's fine. Anyway.
So how is it? Were you scared of the sea today?
The gentle tone of voice told me just how kind Guilty really was. It wasn't scary. No, it wasn't scary. Thanks to you, Guilty. I probably didn't get a leg cramp or didn't get dragged into the water thanks to him. However, I couldn't explain why I felt as though I would find myself in constant danger if he left. Okay. Didn't we say, isn't a kiss with him the right answer for this next one? Huh. I'm looking at the guide. I know. I was with him when he wasn't what he is now. What I remember is a kiss. I remember a kiss. Oh. I remember now. Not a night with him. That would have, I mean, that's a wrong answer, but. Doo-doo. I wanted to get closer to his heart, so I took a step forward. But then he took another step backward. But why? Why do you look so sad? Alan, why do you look so sad? Have we met each other before? I'm forgetting something really important, aren't I? He kept his distance away from me and tried to force a strong smile.
You don't have to worry about it. Even if we had met before, that person no longer exists. What remains now is a tainted incubus, a demon that feeds on the dreams of humans.
Okay. Whoop. Listen, Jupiter. There are no choices left to make. Oh, okay, so we can't... I thought we could at least skip to the next unread section, but I guess not. So, okay, so now Jupiter's kicking Alan's ass, and he brings us back, and our parents are all so worried about us. And we're like, what? But no! And then Minerva's like, her eyes closed. Oh, he's lying to you! He's a shady bastard! Look who's talking! I feel like Minerva should know a shady bastard when she sees one, because she is one, but I still love her. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I still absolutely love Minerva, even though I should have seen it coming. I should have seen it coming. I understand the Saint Germain effect, okay? And yet, here we are. Fool me once. That's a new one. Because, you know, it's the first time I'd seen it. Fool me twice. God damn it. What the fuck? You can't... Okay, technically, Saint Germain was just the unexpected, because you were like, why are his eyes closed? That's weird. Whatever. And then he opened his eyes, and you're like, oh, shit. You know. Anyway. Oh, no, we're still skipping. Okay, I thought we were done. Nope, we're still skipping. But, you know. And then seeing Minerva with her eyes closed, I should have been like, wait. So technically, this is the fool me once. Fool me once! Shame on me, actually. No, yeah. No, I don't know. It doesn't really work for this, I guess. I guess maybe Saint Germain's the fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. God damn it, why am I stupid? I should have seen it coming, basically. We got the best love match, but this should be the bad ending. This is weird. Oh. Oh. I held onto his body tightly as we fell. Alan, if I said that you and I could both turn back to angels, what would you say? What? We can be together just like we were before. We can live in heaven in peace. With this divine artifact, we can turn back into angels. How is this a bad end, though? And since we're the ones that caused all the trouble in the first place, there's no way they'd ever choose us to become gods. So, would you like to go back to that world where we used to live? As I asked him that question, his eyes filled with tears. Then he smiled at me and spoke. I guess because the bad ending is titled Silent Happiness, which we would never be able to talk again.
And that's my greatest wish in the world.
But I just don't see this as being a bad ending. Like, we don't get to talk to each other, but we can still communicate. Strange. Jupiter. Oh. We're Jupiter now! This is interesting. I was standing there staring at Cupid's bow and Juno's divine artifact, both of which had returned. Since they came back, that means Cupid didn't become Juno and went somewhere else. But where could she have gone? I hope her soul didn't simply vanish. See, he did care in his own strange, bizarre way. What an adorable man. We're gonna marry him next. In order to see those final moments, I reached out and touched Juno's divine artifacts. And that's all it took to understand everything. So, they've returned to their angel forms. I closed my eyes and scanned all of heaven for them. It's kind of like, what's your deal? Are you like, good, they figured their shit out? And there they were, 2 angels joined as one, just like before. Despite having their own minds, their own emotions, angels cannot speak. It must be awful for them. But still, the 2 of them looked so happy together. They were soaring all across heaven. And when I realized I'd never hear a voice again, I felt sadness. An emotion I'd long forgotten. Oh, this is an interest. Okay. You're like, what? Okay, but here's the thing. This almost spoils the secret route. If you weren't already spoiled. Like, okay. Like, if you got the limited edition or you saw anything, you would see that Peter was, like, the secret love interest. You're like, oh, okay, it's Peter. But then, like, I feel like if you didn't clue in that Peter and Jupiter are the same fucking person, which, again, I do not know that for fact. I'm just saying that, like, I mean, it seems pretty much like fucking fact. I feel like this, when you're like, he's not going to hear a voice and he feels sadness, and you're like, wait a minute, wait, are you in love? I mean, kind of like he was like, I'm going to make her Juno so she won't disappear. I wanted to have faith in you, Jupiter, that you were doing this for me and Alan, but I guess it was actually a selfish thing. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, man. In my mind, I was like, he's into us. Because, I mean, I might know what route's coming next. You know, it's not a surprise. But, like, you wanted to be like, no, he's doing this so that we won't disappear because he knows how much we love Alan. But no, it's really a selfish bastard thing. Wow. I was trying to have faith in you, man. I was trying to have faith in you. And he was like, no, I will make her my bride. That's a little douchey, but again, kind of hot still. It's acceptable because you're hot, but wow. Anyway. Aw, sadness. This is kind of cute. But I'm the god of all gods. I cannot afford to let personal feelings get in the way of my duty. All that matters is what happens now. He kind of sounds like Shelby, but not quite. But that's like, we don't really have a voice for him, so. We should have given Peter the Irish accent. That's what Jupiter sounded like. But I wasn't really thinking about Peter until he showed up. I was like, oh, I mean, I knew he was going to be our love interest, but I wasn't thinking about it. And, like, it wasn't until further, and I was like, oh, Peter is Jupiter. And then it would have just been funnier. But anyway, I need to find another angel to become the new Cupid and the new Juno. But I truly am glad the 2 of them didn't just vanish for good. Aww. Look! Oh, okay, he's a little selfish, but he's still sweet. Okay. I whispered that quietly to myself to ensure no other living soul would hear me. And truth be told, I enjoy watching the 2 of them over those hundreds of years. And they were filled with so much joy. I'd watch them whenever I could, and their joy became my joy. Okay, but then you let Mercury choose me to become Cupid. That was a little rude. I don't understand. I'm very confused on my feelings for Jupiter right now. I mean, I love the man, don't get me wrong. But then you're like, oh, but you still took me away from him. Huh. And you were going to make me the new Juno because you were kind of into me. I still love you, but, like, it's questionable. You're a little questionable. Anyway. They both cared for each other so much without ever sharing a single word. And what kind of love would you call that? As the god of gods, the only love I've ever personally felt is that of family. A kind of fraternal love. Ah, not yet. Which is why I was so interested in the love between those 2. And their innocence was adorable. As I watched them in heaven, it was like watching a little bird in a cage. Oh, let it out. And the fact that they're still alive makes me happy once again. I'm so sorry, my sweet angels. Please enjoy your time together in peace. Okay, he's actually sweet. A little selfish, but still sweet. Alright, you kind of won me over still. I mean, it's just a little questionable that you let Mercury take us, but In fact, those two were the last angels to be born in pairs. On that fateful day, Mercury decided to change the way heaven operated. Since then, no angel has ever been split apart. All they have to occupy their time is to heed the commands of their gods. After all, who could better understand the pain of those paired angels than the gods? If they had nobody to care for in the first place, then certainly their suffering would end. So, like, oh, that's the last time we did that. Rude. I mean, good, but also rude. And the fact that you, Jupiter, could have been like, I mean, there wouldn't have been a story if Jupiter had been like, no, Mercury, rude, dude. And, like, actually, like, stood his ground. But, you know, still. I'm not sure why that's a bad ending necessarily. I mean, it's a bittersweet ending, I feel like, because I'm curious about the fact that this guide says this bad ending unlocks a CG and it's got the little, like, purple demon emoji face. It's just because it's... Is it a bad CG? Is it a sexy CG? Like, I mean, I'm assuming it's a Alan as a demon CG, but... Anyway, what I remember is... A night with him. Oh, are we getting a sexy CG? Because we're remembering our torrid night. I remember the ceiling of the room where we first slept together. That dark, gentle room. His name isn't Guilty. His real name is... Alan! Ooh, the next choice is in this chapter too, so we're just going to skip to it. But yeah, I don't really feel like that was a bad ending. It's bittersweet because it's like, oh, we're happy as angels, but Jupiter saying like, oh, I'll never hear her voice again, and it's sad because they can never talk to each other. You know what I mean? Is kind of sad. You know what I mean? It's like, aw. It is a little bittersweet, but it's not a terrible ending where like somebody dies and you're like, no, stop it. It's actually kind of, you know, cute. And it's kind of interesting because it's mostly Jupiter and they're being like, oh, their joy is my joy and I love seeing them together and it's so cute. And you're like, stop! You're adorable. I want to date you. Oh, wait, we get to, you know. I wonder if that's kind of why it's in there because then they're like, oh, if you do the Alan bad ending and you see Jupiter and you're like, Jupiter's kind of a sweetheart. And then you go to Peter's route and you're like, oh, Peter, why are we dating Peter? Oh, you know, if you hadn't figured it out already. Is there anyone that didn't figure it out, like, before you got to the route? When you were playing Peter's route and it comes out that he's Jupiter, because we haven't gotten there yet, obviously I haven't, but, like, was it a shock? Was anyone shocked? Because I feel like there's just that one scene, like, in the very beginning, you're like, okay, Peter, okay. You're like, all right, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, he's got a lightning bolt pin on him and his oh, fuck, oh my god, wait a minute. And it just, like, it's like a slap in the face how fast I got clued in. I was like, oh. I mean, there's a lot of shit I don't know, but I mean, I know Peter is Jupiter. Come on. Peter's hair covers the same eye that Jupiter's mask covers. He's got the little fucking pin. He's got the blue, gold, and white going on. Like, I mean, this is a little too much. Like, the white hair. Come on! If he's not, it's very highly disappointing. Especially now, because you've seen Jupiter at the end of... like wanting us to be the next Eros and all this, and you're like, I'm just curious, you know. And I feel sad never hearing her voice again. I mean, that's a little romantic. You don't know it, but I do. Anyway. Oh, okay. I was like, that's weird. Never gonna let me go. Okay, that is the bad ending too.
And that's how she fell. I fell and became an incubus. And when she fell, she became a succubus, feeding on others' dreams.
Because we remember. Hey! No! No. You do not scream like that. You had a chance to come up here. We go through this every fucking time. He's like, I just want you down here. No, you need to come up here and sit here with me if you want to come. Don't scream like that. Bastard. God, I hate that fucking scream. I want to choke him. Oh my god, I would never. I love him too much. But god, no. You will get told off, bastard. He's down there screaming at me. Like, it's fine you chirp at me, but you do not make that ugly scream noise. You need to stop that shit. No! Bad bird! Fucking asshole. Oh, I hate that sound so much. I love him so much. Like, 95% I love him. 5% he makes that sound, and I want to smother him. I just want to remove his voice box. I want to go to the bird and be like, just take it out. Which is sad, because he's so cute when he's chirpy and happy, but, like, not when he makes that god-awful yell. God, I hate it. You had a chance to come up here, but you don't like coming upstairs because you're scared of it. Like, he comes up with me, but he's also like, he has no fucking idea what's going on up here. But he's figured out how to fly downstairs. He just can't figure out how to fly up. Anyway, we became a succubus because when we chose that, like, I remember the kiss. And now it's like, I remember that night with him. We remember our sexy time. Interesting. Anyway, feeding on other streams again.
She was so pure, but I tainted her soul.
With my demon wing, we flew together and landed on a hotel rooftop. Can I see our demon form? We sat on the roof looking for a meal. Eventually, we sensed a couple sleeping in one of the upper floors. Alan, look, don't their dreams seem delicious?
Definitely. And that looks like dinner.
I mean, great! We grasped each other's hands and entered the hotel window. I've become a succubus. Alan is an incubus, so we've basically become a couple. And our meal tonight is the dream of a couple in love. Every night we fly around Lost York looking for a similar meal. But since we're a couple, we don't want to eat our meals separately. So lately we've been trying to get into couples' dreams and devour them together. What do you call that? A menage a quatre? Quatre? I don't know. Anyway, it's just a dream, right? It's not a menage a trois. Quatre? I don't know French. Trois is French, but un, deux, trois. I don't know the rest of it. That's basically it. Today's meal was so delicious. I can count in Japanese, but I can't count in French. I can count to 10, I think, in Spanish. That's what I remember from high school. Anyway, after we eat their dreams, we retreat to the rooftop. The night's wind blows against our cheeks. It's so nice to do that with everyone. Alan, lost in the dream, and the girlfriend, the dreamer. Me in the dream, and the boyfriend dreaming the dream. What? The four of us, so delicious, made more sweet with the spice of sin. It's so addictive.
And that's such a demonic line.
Naturally, being a demon is so much fun. No gods scold me like Dad did, and I don't have any quotas to meet. We can live freely doing whatever we want. How fun is that?
You've completely become a demon, huh?
Alan looked at me with a feeling I'd never seen before. As if he was feeling the weight of bringing a pure god down to his level. As if that was the case, I wanted to make it clear how happy I was to be with him. Alan, listen, I love you.
I know, and I love you too.
Are you happy being with me?
Of course. And you?
Obviously. I can't imagine being happier.
You don't regret anything.
Why would I? But, do you?
Of course not. I'm happier than I've ever been. Aside from the fact that I dragged you down, and I feel awful about it.
Anyway, then, could you kiss me?
I'd like nothing more.
He leaned in and kissed me as gently as ever. I'm not moaning, but... Is that all? I smiled at him, hoping that would prompt him. I felt a spark light in his heart. Oh, hi. Now do we get our sexy CG? Oh, look at us! That's what the little demon thing was. We get our little demon.
You really thought you'd get through that unscathed.
Oh my god, look at our sexy demon CG. Alan with his furry bottom. Those aren't like pants. That's like his, like, I don't know, but like... Good God! Now, stop it. And what are you gonna do to me? I smiled at him, playing innocent. He stroked my leg. I love the fact that he's got this long ass, like, past his ass hair, because it's, like, over his shoulder, and you can see it going down. His hair is, like, to the floor, and we've got, like, the short little hairdo. Little floofy hair. It's kind of cute.
You've been practicing, haven't you?
He smiled, showing his fangs. The smile of a demon. I think maybe I forgot. Could you show me again? My stomach was full of dreams, but my body was still hungry. What happened in a dream was nothing like what happened in real life. You taught me about this, Alan, so you have to show me. I smiled like the demon I was. Alan stared deep into me and bit into my lip.
What a naughty girl. You've done well.
We bite into each other, our tongues intertwine. I need more than fingers. I search. Demons are indeed greedy. But despite our greed, we don't need anything more than each other. This moment is meant for couples. We were once two angels divided. Our connection is deeper than anyone's in this world. Alan, I love you.
Spacey.
A kiss that melts like honey. We bite and scratch at each other's shoulders. I show my throat to him. He looks up to the moon in the sky. Oh, it's like a Meatloaf song right here. We're gonna offer our throat to the demon in the pale moonlight. Stop it. I'm gonna fucking die. Oh, now I'm gonna sing that song in my head. Oh, dear God. If you know what I'm talking about, it's fucking hilarious now. Have you heard the tale about the lover in Lost York who has a perfect dream? When you have that dream, you see a demon that comes to kiss you. Anyway, that's just a rumor people have been hearing in the subway. Together, we became a legend, and they each have one wing. Hey, do you think we'll become a legend together someday? An ex-Cupid and an ex-angel who fell became demons. Fallen, violated, adored, immolated. We'll sprinkle our fragrance like a ripened fruit. Alan, more. More.
You're so greedy. Okay, hold on. If you want, I'll help you fall over and over again.
Oh, dear God, stop it. See, I feel like I'm dreaming again. I think I'm gonna pass out. Dreams are supposed to be happy, right? So give me another delicious dream. I shake off my one remaining wing and gaze up at the twinkling stars. I've fallen and maybe I'm filthy, but that's not enough to be apart from him. Our happiness is enough to keep us together for all time. I entrust myself to our delight in the moment and sink my nails into his back. The thing is like, again, this is like a bad ending. It's not like the best, but it's like, it's still not a bad ending. You get to be with him. You're just naughty, naughty demons. And like, I mean, there's a time and a place for this kind of ending. There's a time and a place for the happy, beautiful, romantic ending. And there's a time and a place for the, we get to be angels together frolicking in heaven where we can't talk to each other. And then there's the, we are naughty, naughty demons who eat people's dreams and fuck on rooftops. I mean, I'm just saying, there's a time and a place for everything, and I don't know. Those are like, we're angels, we're demons, the two opposite freaking types of bad ending, but they're still both kind of good. Like, I think I like the demon ending better as a bad ending than the angel one, because that one is like, oh, we're frolicking and happy, but we can't talk to each other. We just blink and thumbs up, and we're still happy, but you know, but even still, they could communicate even without words. They always knew what the other was thinking. But, you know. But the demon ones just, you could at least get to talk to each other and spend time with, you know what I mean? It's different. It's also a little sexier, but. Anyway, squeezing him, I secretly look up and beg him for a kiss. Stare at him. I stare into his red eyes as if I want him to notice me.
What's with that begging look in your eyes?
Well, that's...
If you look at me like that, I'll be too busy staring back at you to kiss you, you know. You want me to, right? And then how about asking for it?
Whispering sweetly, Alan traces my chin with his finger. He knows what I want, but he still wants me to voice it aloud. Such a sly demon. I know he's just toying with me, but I have to oblige him. Can you kiss me, my sweet demon? When I asked him in a small voice, he chuckled and gave me a light kiss. No, that's not what I want.
Sweet demon, huh? Well, you're quite devilish, too, for hugging me in a place where your coworkers can see you.
You're the only demon around here, Alan. Let's go to Happy Forest Cafe for dinner. I think you'd enjoy their menu.
Is that so? I'm looking forward to it, but...
Okay. Boop. But now we can skip because now we're going to skip through basically the entire game. And he's going to stab us and then we get reincarnated and then blah, blah, blah. And now we go back to the beach. Well, this is when we go to the menu, when we meet him up in the cafe. To be like, thanks for saving me! I wanted to thank you for your help. Here's the drink menu. And we hand over the menu. And then we skip and we go to the beach with him. Here you go. Here's the drink menu, Guilty. Hi. I wish I had read her like this, like a college student. And she's like really excited because he's a really hot guy and he just saved me from drowning. Oh my God. I don't think I could have kept up with that. Sorry. Okay. And then we go, it wasn't scary. And then we do this until because we can't skip to unread choices. So, and now we get another CG, our last CG in his route. Oh, never mind. Looking for lost time. It's so funny. My air conditioning sounds like a freight train. You're like, what is happening? Because I got my headset on too, but you're like, wow, it's loud. Is really like, it's okay to let it get like, it's weird because if it gets like, oh, it gets to 73, it's like AC comes on to 72. Gets to 70, AC comes on. It's like, it's okay to let it like get a little bit warmer than this. Like, if it gets up to like 7, like it's like 73, it's fine. I don't know how to set this one. Like, if it's different, you know what I mean? Catch your in-laws, York. Here you go. Guilty and I managed to land in Greece. We're back. I felt a sudden wave of relief and I collapsed onto the ground.
I think we should be fine now.
Guilty let out a sigh and looked at me. I took in his current appearance. Black horns with strange patterns, a huge wing and a long tail, and cold, ominous eyes. This is Guilty, right? I had to believe it was, but when I looked at him straight on, it was hard to believe. Oh, right, we're at the normal ending in case I forgot to mention that. Anyway. After all, who could imagine that their close friend could turn into a demon? Just then, I felt something cool and stiff on my neck. The necklace. The necklace is still here? I felt it fall away a second ago. As I stood there stunned by everything that was going on around me, this apparent demon smiled softly. And then he hugged me.
And don't worry. Once I do this, you'll forget all of this.
Huh? In that moment, a strange light also embraced me. A foreboding but alluring red light. It shined the same color as his eyes. I'll forget... What?
You'll never see that necklace again. I'll seal it away completely.
He gently pressed his lips against my forehead. This is sad. This is the normal ending? This feels like a bad ending. It felt like something inside of me made a sound, and then left me. I have no idea what it might have been, but all of a sudden, I understood completely that it would never return.
It's finished.
He gave me a cold smile and gently stroked the back of my neck. As he touched me, I realized that the necklace I was wearing was gone. Huh, necklace? What necklace? I felt confused while Guilty just stood there looking at me anxiously. I smiled back at him to convince him everything was fine. He replied by speaking with a thoughtful expression.
Let me ask you something. Do you recognize the name Alan Melville?
Alan Melville? I'd never heard it before. I shook my head. Sorry, I can't say I do.
Really? Good. And that's the name of an evil being who would deceive you. Forget you ever heard it.
Oh. With that, he spread his singular wing wide. He was planning to go somewhere far away. Before I realized what I was doing, I grabbed his arm. Wait! Please wait. You're Guilty, right? When I said that name, his face twisted. It looked like he was about to cry. Or maybe not. Maybe that was just his way of smiling. It was as if whatever tension he was holding fell away, as if he'd just completed a long journey.
That's right. I'm Guilty.
He said it clearly, as if to make sure there was no confusion. Without warning, he snapped his fingers, and the demon in front of me transformed into Guilty, as if a curtain had been dropped. I just think it's so funny that we called him Guilty this whole time. So you are Guilty! I knew it! Have you been a demon all along?
Indeed I have. And You're quite the delicacy among humans, you know. So I've been keeping an eye on you.
Why?
Because none of your fucking business. A girl like you is an easy target for us demons, so I gave you an amulet.
He poked my wrist. My bracelet? Wait, this is from you? He just smiled at me knowingly. That was all the answer I needed. I was sure I recognized that smile. Maybe from childhood. There was someone who always stood by me, so that I was never afraid. Someone who made sure I was always comfortable. Stop. Hey! No!
Hey, come here. You don't need to head into the forest.
You stop it right now! We do not make that noise. You're a bad bird. You are bad.
There's nothing to be afraid of. I got rid of it. I'm here with you, so just calm down and go to sleep.
Stop it! Fucking bird.
Now listen to me. I never take off this bracelet. Even when you're asleep, you need to wear it.
I hear you, but you can make nice noises. You do not need to scream.
Always and forever. It will always protect you.
It's like you're kind of pissing me off with the nasty noises. It's like I don't want to play with you. I'm going to put you in your cage and put you to bed. So the voice I heard when I wanted to go into the forest, and the voice when I cried myself to sleep. And that was you, Guilty. Always. You were always there watching over me, ever since I was a child.
You remembered. But you were so young.
Maybe, but I still remember. I remember there was always someone there when I was scared, when I was crying. Guilty. I took his hand and looked up at him. When you saved me at the pool, it brought back so many memories. Since then, I haven't stopped thinking about you. I can't explain why, but I think it's because you protected me from those other demons. He didn't say a word. He just looked at me. He seemed exhausted, as if he'd been dealing with a troublesome child, and took a step back. He looked like he wanted to escape, so I ran up to him in desperation. Please, Guilty, don't leave me. Even after I grabbed onto him, he didn't say anything. For some reason, it seemed like he was trying to avoid me, despite the fact that he'd been protecting me all this time.
I'm a demon. I can't be with a human like you.
But I love you.
You'll be happier with a normal human. And don't let a demon seduce you. And just forget about me. I'll find another human to be happy with.
But I don't want to live without you. How could I forget you? I want to be with you forever. At this point, how could I just forget him and go on with my life?
You've been studying mythology, right? Shouldn't you be afraid of demons like me? And maybe I just want to devour your soul.
I don't care. I don't want to let go of you ever again.
Why?
How can I ever feel at ease again without you? As soon as I said it, I knew that was my honest feeling. I couldn't imagine feeling the same way with anyone else. This was the first time in my life I'd felt such a desperate need to be with someone else. Please, Guilty, don't go. I ran up to him, embraced him, and he faltered. Eventually, he tentatively hugged me back.
You just love to cause trouble, don't you?
If you've been watching me since I was young, then you know I'm selfish, right?
True enough. I also know that you never listen to anyone once you've made up your mind. I've tried to conceal my feelings, but maybe it'll be okay. I hope you'll forgive me for this.
He seemed to be talking to himself. Suddenly, he snapped his fingers. Without warning, he turned back into his demon form.
Seeing me as I am now, can you still say you love me?
Yeah, like, you were hot before, but you were, like, absolutely stunning like this. I mean, this is, like, sexy as shit, so... Of course! You're like, hi, yeah, it's a little bit better.
But this is my true form. And besides you, nobody else in this world can see me.
Nobody?
But when you talk to me, people will think you're talking to yourself. Do you still want to be with me?
Hey, that basically sounds like the life I live right now. I mean, like when I'm talking right now, I'm talking to people, this recording, but otherwise I just walk around my house talking to myself, so. Apparently I have a secret demon lover I didn't know about. Well, hello, that's rude. I can't even see them. Yes, absolutely. I don't care if people think I'm talking to myself. I mean, I don't.
Even if I'm the most evil demon imaginable, who's committed the most horrific sins?
Well, I find that hard to believe, so. Whatever that means, losing you would be worse. He's been with me since childhood. He disappeared once. I didn't want to let him go again. Since I was young, there's always been some place I've wanted to return to. I've never known what that meant, but it's probably you, so I don't want to let you go. I looked at him straight in the eye when I said that. Apparently, that was enough.
Okay, I give up. I finished it, so I guess it's fine.
What do you mean, it?
Forget it. Doesn't matter. But when you fall in love with a human, feel free to let me know.
What? Why would you say something like that? I'll never love anyone but you, Guilty.
Right. Guilty.
He muttered softly to himself and embraced me. His warm scent took me back to a time when he was there by my side. He should be like, FYI, my name's actually Alan. You told me Alan Melville was the most horrible demon who would seduce me and I shouldn't trust them. I know, that was before I was going to leave you. Finally, I had a memory to go back to, and I wasn't about to let it go. I think this, for the normal ending, is almost worse than the bad endings. Like, sure, we get to be with him, but we don't really know he's Alan. We think he's guilty. You know what I mean? Like, this one's a little iffy. As a...
Guilty. Who is it? Me or her? In the name of our sins, let us take the stage. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them.
That's when I started to live with Guilty. Him a demon and me a simple college student in Lost York. He taught me so much about what demons actually were. He told me how they don't need to eat like humans and how sometimes they didn't want to eat at all to avoid getting fat. He also told me how hard it was maintaining a human form all the time and how it was a pain explaining why he was always around me. And I learned that since demons don't age, their physical forms didn't age either. Finally, he told me that if I kept spending time with a demon, I wouldn't be able to receive the blessings of the gods. But I wanted to stay with him anyway, because I loved him. I wanted to be like him, normal, and us, little old us. So based on this, we can tell that demons were treated similarly to gods, and... Guilty and I were in class together, as usual. Today's lecture was focused on mythology, specifically focused on demons. Oh, we're going to end up in a fucking asylum because we're going to be like, shh, stop, he's talking.
Treated like gods, huh? Humans sure do love to come up with interesting theories.
Floating right behind me, Guilty lifted up my book and flipped it over. Hey, come on, not again!
Shh! If you keep talking out loud, they'll think you're crazy. Remember, you're the only one who can see me.
I know you're right, but a book flicking over by itself is still pretty suspicious. Why don't you just come down here in your human form? I whispered it quietly enough so nobody else would hear, but he just laughed.
If I was in my human form, I wouldn't be able to sneak into lectures like this, now would I?
It'd be a little creepier.
Besides, I'd have to come up with an excuse for being by your side all the time. And on top of that...
He moved closer and kissed me on the cheek.
I wouldn't be able to kiss you like that, right?
Okay. We're like, my invisible demon lover. Yep, okay. Like, this sounds like a web novel that's gonna get out of hand. But like, it's kind of fun and kind of cute. He's just like, I'm gonna cause some havoc and be a general pain in our ass, but... As his lips softly touched my cheek, I started to blush. The sound of the kiss lingered in my ears.
What's wrong? Your face? Why is your face turning red?
Oh, I'm fine. Gil shot me a suspicious glance, but after a second he faced forward again. I glared at the demon sitting behind me, making sure Gil wasn't paying attention. Gil. Guilty, seriously, I told you not to do this during class.
can't help myself. You're just too cute.
Okay, this is kind of fun, but it's also still a little bit... I kind of feel like the bad endings were a little better than the quote-unquote normal ending, you know? He chuckled and patted my head. Like, sure, we get to be with him, but we also don't know who he is. We don't know who we are. I don't know. You know, it just feels a little like... This is more bittersweet than the angel ending. I don't know. The demon who had stood by my side since childhood. There was no doubt he was my boyfriend now. He took advantage of the fact that he was invisible and came with me to class every single day.
So what should we do after class?
I really wanted to go to that new ice cream place on 7th Avenue. Instead of saying it out loud, I'd gotten used to writing things down in my notebook. All of our conversations were in writing.
I see. Ice cream, huh? Sounds nice. But maybe I should show up in my human form.
Please? I thought about that and wrote in my notebook again. You don't have to. It's hard on you, right?
But you don't want to eat ice cream alone, right?
That's how he showed he cared about me. I knew how exhausting it was for him to try to keep up a human form. I also remembered that he told me how demons don't have the same sense of taste as humans. I can't get over what a sweet demon he is. He always indulges me. With those pleasant feelings in mind, I picked up my pen again. I'm never alone because you're always there with me. Also, since you're not human, eating a lot will make you fat, right? I glanced at Guilty and poked his stomach. You've been eating too much with me around lately. You need to go back to being a demon.
Right. Well, hopefully you won't leave me even if I get a little chubby.
I highly doubt you could ever be chubby. I don't care if you look completely different. Girls will come chasing after you no matter what, so... To be honest, that's not really the reason I want him to keep his demon form. As a human, Guilty's so handsome and so wise. Every lost Yorker looking for love comes to talk to him. I know how eager college students are. Just afraid another young girl will come along and take him. See, and this is what, like, you get why she feels that way, but you're like, it would never happen. But she doesn't know that because she doesn't know her two past lives, and I don't know. For the normal ending, I think this is almost more like a bad ending. I never say that to him, of course. I keep that to myself.
Your face is so cute. The face of a girl in love.
His voice came into my ear from directly behind me. I wanted to cry out, but he quickly put a hand over my mouth.
It's time for class, my darling.
And don't whisper into my ear like that. That's what I wanted to say, but since he was holding my mouth, I could only glare at him.
Look at that scary face.
I know this isn't your real intention. If I fail this class, Guilty, it's your fault. As he saw me write that in my notebook, he flapped his wing.
It's true. I don't know how I can stay up all night with you the day before your report is due. So I guess this bad demon should behave and go to sleep. On your lap, maybe.
What? Before I could do anything, he laid himself across the classroom chairs. And of course, his head was in my lap. I can't read the word yawn without yawning. Anyway.
There's no better place to sleep than your lap. Good night, my darling.
He let out an honest-to-God's yawn and went to sleep. Come on, how am I supposed to focus? Still, I couldn't deny that it made me happy, so I left everything as it was, and then they're like, what are you doing? As she's petting imaginary air. I'm just petting my imaginary cat. Like, as I listened to the lecture, I absent-mindedly stroked Guilty's head. My boyfriend insisted on calling himself a bad demon. He's so possessive, so spoiled. A far sight from the mature version of himself he used to be. You know? Oh, okay, this is still going. Anyway, on the way home, we went to 7th Avenue. We spotted a new ice cream shop where we bought salted caramel ice cream. We enjoyed it as we walked down the street.
Everything looks so delicious when I watch you eat.
That's because it really is delicious. I'm glad we came here. A date with Guilty. Of course, everyone else thinks I'm just out here window shopping by myself. Enjoying my ice cream, I stare into a display window at a particularly cute outfit. Ah, Guilty, look! That lamp is so cute!
Which one?
The one shaped like an eagle. Oh, that's sad. When I pointed it out, I noticed Guilty letting out a particularly long sigh.
Yeah, it's definitely cute. But if we put another lamp in our room, I won't be able to fall asleep.
Oh, I guess that's true. You really was cute, but Guilty had a point.
Anyway, didn't you say you wanted a new dress? What kind of dress did you have in mind?
Oh, right. I looked around and my attention was quickly drawn to the display window of another shop. Oh, that one's really pretty. What do you think? Is that a good match? It's a Ryuki dress. I pointed out the red dress I'd noticed, but Guilty seemed hesitant.
Huh. Don't you think it's a little too mature for you?
Hey, don't treat me like a child. That's gross. Huh? No, I don't think so. Honestly, I did think it was too mature for me, but it seemed like something he would like. I wanted that for him. Of course, I couldn't say that to him directly. It felt too childish. Well then, what about this one? I looked back at him and was clear he wasn't paying attention. His eyes were focused on something. Was he looking for another delicious dream? Stop it! But I'm his girlfriend. Annoyed, I yanked his hand. Then I shoved our ice cream right in front of his face. Here, eat up! This is actually kind of cute, CG. Like, it's so funny. Look at his furry pants. When I did that, he looked puzzled and then completely confused.
Hey, come on! You do remember that nobody besides you can see me, right?
Yeah, sure, but you ignoring me is worse than other people thinking I'm some kind of weirdo.
I've never ignored you.
But I just caught you looking at another woman.
What? No! I was looking at some clothes that I thought might suit you.
Huh? And then like this, we're getting all jealous and weird of our imaginary boyfriend. Like, I don't know. Clothes that might suit me. I looked where Guilty was pointing and I saw a woman built exactly like me.
You'd probably look good in that, right? And that's why I was looking at her. Come on. You can think I care about her. Come on. You can't think I care about her dreams.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Then, can you try giving me a little attention? Honestly, this wasn't the place to tell him how I felt, but I just wanted him to kiss me. Guilty chuckled at my modest request.
You're acting like such a baby today.
Maybe, but whenever I was with Guilty, I was worried that I was acting too childish. Because you are kind of a child. You're a baby adult. It's weird. He was always looking into the distance like a proper adult. I felt like he might leave me and go somewhere else. See, this is not a normal ending. I don't know. I don't like this one. I stood frozen in place and he came up and kissed me.
You don't want attention, right? You want a kiss.
He licked his lips and looked me right in the eye. It's not fair. Even when I don't say what I'm thinking, he gives me exactly what I want. How is that not fair? That's amazing. But people are looking at us.
You remember that no one can see me, right?
We kissed again and Guilty licked his lips.
This salted caramel ice cream's so delicious.
Wait, I want you to try this part.
Shh!
When I shouted out, he put his finger to my lips.
Keep yelling like that and people will think you've gone crazy.
But you...
I know. Maybe my little tricks have gone too far.
Guilty glanced around, then gently let me go. Then he looked me in the eye, clearly anxious.
Listen, Spacey. Are you sure I'm the one?
All of a sudden, he lowered his voice as if he wanted to make sure we were alone.
If you dated Gil or Austin, you could have coasted through life together. You wouldn't have to care about anyone else.
Maybe, but you're the one I care about, Guilty. I'm only happy when I'm with you. Even if people look at me strange, I've never been happier than when I'm talking with you. I smiled and handed the ice cream back to him. So here you go. Enjoy your ice cream. I want to share this flavor with you.
Good God, can you not understand the people who just want you to be happy? Although, I let you take care of me, so I guess I can't talk.
Guilty sighed softly and revealed a gentle smile.
Fine. I guess I can have a little bit.
Good. Here you go. He bit into the ice cream and smiled sweetly.
It's really tasty. It's so sour.
Yeah, right? I knew you'd say that, Guilty. As usual, when he tastes something sweet, he describes it as sour. It's probably a demon thing, but I still find it endearing, and so we don't understand that either. Good, then have some more. Then let's go have some bubble tea. You love that, right?
Did I tell you that?
Of course. Wait, when did you say that? I don't remember, but I know that I love that texture, so let's go. Pretty please? I tried to look into his eyes, but he seemed to be looking somewhere far away, as if he was remembering another time, but he still looked so kind.
Sure, let's go get some bubble tea later.
Great, then I'll make sure not to eat anything till then.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're basically a professional at indulging me. I just want you to be happy, but now I don't think I can live without you.
That's good though, right?
Even as a demon, I don't understand you.
He smiled calmly as if he'd made peace with something.
I'll always be with you, even if you don't want me to. I'll be there.
We ate our ice cream and smiled at each other. I don't care if people think I'm weird. I've never been happier. Guilty, an invisible demon. I ate our ice cream as if I'd already accepted our sin together. Like, I don't care if people think I'm weird. I mean, that's kind of how I live my life, but I don't have an invisible demon boyfriend. I just talk to myself. That's kind of unfortunate. But, yeah, I don't know. That's the normal ending, but I don't like that one. I know, like, we're kind of happy together, blah, 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 but, like, we're really not, because, like, at least in the angel one, we made a choice. We may not get to talk to each other, but we made a conscious choice to be together and go back to our original lives that we had, right? And then, like, and then in the other bad ending, we're demons, we're sexy, naughty demons. And it's not supposed to be good because, like, oh no, she's evil now, oh, boo-hoo. But, like, at least in those, we remembered all of our lives. We made a choice. This is how we want to be with him. You know what I mean? This one, it's like, oh, I'm just a college student, and sure, I think I know you, but I don't know why. And then he remembers, and we remember nothing. And I just don't know. No. This one was worse. As for the normal ending, this, like, I did the bad endings first, because usually, you know, you want the normal ending, where it's like, okay, we're friends, and we're moving on. Eventually we'll get to the best ending, you know what I mean? But this is just, yeah, I just don't like this one. Oh, that one was so beautiful. I mean, like, this is like, this is sexy, sexy CG. Like, hello. We can't end on this one. It's too sexy for you. Like, yeah, maybe we can. But, like, this one was this ending was so much better, and even the angel one. The angel one was a little bittersweet because you don't get to communicate, really. You're just, like, smiling, nodding, thumbs upping, you know, shaking your, like, you know. So, okay, this one was good. But then that normal ending was like, I don't know, I don't like it. I don't. She doesn't remember anything. But it's like, but I just want to be with you. And then it's like, there's something about it that's just very lackluster compared to even the bad endings. You're like, oh, no, I know that we're quote unquote happy, but we're not as happy as we could be. We're existing. And then at least when we became angels, we made that choice and we're as happy as we could be in that moment because that's where we wanted to be. The demon ending. Okay, we're happy as we could be. Like, we still remembered everything. And we made this choice. And then, like, so, like, I don't know. Anyway. But that was all of Alan's stuff. So, that was amazing. And, yeah, we will, I mean, okay, I know that this one, but, like, I can't help it. This is a sexy one, but I really love this one, too. I love this one. Because, like, in Jupiter. This is a transition one, because we're transitioning into... we're out next. Anyway, I enjoyed Alan's Rod a lot. Really good. I was not really expecting any of that. It was, like, beautifully heartbreaking through the whole thing, but like you knew it was gonna be okay in the end. Like, I don't know. And I like the bad endings better than the normal ending, which is fucking weird, but anyway, so yeah, there you go. So it'll be a little while for me to do our other game. Then we will do what Jupiter's all about, so that'll be fun. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.